back to my channel. I'm so glad you came back to watch another video. That means you like me. Guys. Okay, I'm done. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you see my new videos whenever I post them. And if you are not new, welcome back. So today I am going to be doing what is called the mommy tag. I watched a couple videos. I was looking up what I should do, and I came across quite a few videos of other stay-at-home moms who have done something called the mom tag. So they did it as collabs, but I'm just gonna do this on my own. Well, basically what it is, for those of you who don't know, is I have a list of questions that I'm going to answer about being a mama. So guys, you may lose interest in this. If there are any guys watching, probably not. Some probably just babbling for no reason. Let's get right into it. For those of you who don't know, I'm cray, so we're just gonna have fun with it. Question number 1. How old were you when you had your first child? I was 20. Oh my gosh, how old was I? Wait, okay. I got married in 2017 and I was 21. And then right after the wedding I turned 22. So I got pregnant at 22. Yes, I had the baby at 22, and then a little after my birthday came and I turned 23. So I hope this is right. I'm very unsure right now. I was 23 when I had my first child. Question number 2. What was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months? Let's see. Honestly, I think I got it pretty good compared to others. The worst part about it would be my first trimester. I was just nauseous all day long. For those of you who don't know, morning sickness is a lie. I was sick all day long, and I think the worst part about it was I would never throw up. I would just be nauseous and I would never ever vomit. And I feel like I would have just preferred to just let it out and it would be gone. But then again, I'm saying that and that also sounds pretty horrible. But I was just nauseous all day long. It would never go away. My entire first trimester and a little bit into the second trimester. I guess the other thing that was kind of annoying, but not that big a deal because it didn't happen that often, was I would have nosebleeds. And the nosebleeds would just be so random. The first time it ever happened, I just thought my nose was running and I got a tissue and there was blood. It wasn't mucus. Question 3. Can you think of anything good you enjoyed during those 9 months? Yeah. I loved feeling Avery move in my stomach. I thought it was so cool. Luckily, she was nice and kind and she did not kick me in my ribs and her kicks didn't hurt, and that was great. So I enjoyed her moving and just knowing that she was in there, and it was just really cool. She moved a lot, which explains a lot because this child is a ball of energy and doesn't stop moving all the way up to this day. So yeah, I think that was the best part about. Yeah, that's the question. That's what I enjoyed during those 9 months. Question 4. Were all of the things you heard about childbirth accurate or way off? Honestly, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. And here's why. Throughout my whole pregnancy, I pretty much avoided thinking about actually going into labor and giving birth because it scared the mess out of me. Everyone would constantly tell me how much it hurts to push and contractions are the worst pain never and la 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 la. But Avery came 5 weeks early and I had to have an emergency C-section. They did try to get her out naturally and they gave me what was called Pitocin to try and induce labor. Avery couldn't handle it, they told me, so I started having contractions naturally, and I don't know what I did last, so I'm just gonna move on. Question 5. Would you have handled your childbirth differently if you could redo it? No, I wouldn't change it. Avery came 5 weeks early. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but Avery came 5 weeks early. To this day, to be honest with you, I really don't know why. I was in my birth story is a long story. Honestly, if you would like to hear my full detailed birth story, leave a comment below and I will definitely make a video of that. So like I said, they tried for me to go natural. I did feel like a contraction or two, and it honestly just felt like I couldn't, not that I couldn't breathe, but like everything just got tight and I just couldn't move, and I kind of felt it. I don't know how to describe it to you, but I didn't feel the painful contractions, and that's why I would not change my birth. Question number 6. What would be your advice for someone about to have a baby? So my advice for someone who is about to have a baby is schedule, 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 routines, routines, routines. Those will be your best friend. The one thing that I did from the day Avery came home from the hospital was I started a bedtime routine, which is I play worship music, I lotion that girl up, and I nursed her to sleep, and boom. I really wanted to plant the seed that every time she heard that kind of music, oh, the lights are always dim at night, like she knew that this meant sleep. Routines are a baby's best friend. I worked in a daycare for about a year. I worked in a daycare with infants from 6 weeks all the way to 18 months, which is like a little over 1 year old, obviously. For anyone wondering, the reason why we still say months after they turn 1 at 12 months is because a 1-year-old that is 12 months is at a different level of development than a 1-year-old who is at 18 months. So for anyone who questions and wonders why they keep saying that they 12 months, that baby is 1, just say the baby is 1. That's why. The development is different. Little Johnny could be 1 year old and just started walking, and little Susan turned 1 4 months ago and she's walking and she has 2 words. So the development is different and at different stages when they're 1 year old. Now, if you're going around saying your child is 367,000 months, then you got an issue. What is the question now? I went on a tangent. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, advice. Yes, routines, 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 and schedules. When I worked in this daycare, these kids were on serious clockwork. So when they came in between 7 and I think 8 o'clock, I think breakfast was at 9 o'clock. My shift started at 10, so that ain't had nothing to do with me. They would have breakfast at 9 o'clock. They would sit and play around, and once it hit 11:30 was lunchtime. And I'm telling you, 11:20, 11:15, 11:20, these kids were fussing. They would be standing around the chairs waiting for us to bring lunch. And if it was 11:30 and lunch was late, forget it. They'd be so upset. But it just helped. They knew what was coming. They knew what to expect. And then it makes it easier for you as a parent or a guardian. It makes it easier for you as a parent or a guardian because your kid knows what's going on. You know what's going on. You know exactly why they're crying. Now, of course, it's going to take time. It's not going to be like that in the newborn phase, and you get to learn and get to know your child in the beginning. But once they hit older ages and they get used to just doing the same thing at the same time over and over, and as they get older, things will adjust. Like as Avery got older, I added into reading a book with her, and now she loves reading the book, the one same book that she loves to read all the time. And she turns the pages and she sits still the whole book, and she knows as soon as the book's done, she's gonna get a bottle or she's gonna nurse. So she turns right over. As soon as I say the end, she turns right over, and she just knows what's going on. And listen, everybody needs a break. So if your kid is on a schedule, you just write down the schedule and hand the baby off to somebody. You don't gotta worry about it. Baby knows what's going on. Babysitter knows what's going on. Less trouble for them. They're not wondering like, oh my gosh, why is this kid crying? It's not their kid, so they don't know what's going on. It may be easier for you because you're the parent. But long story short, routine, schedule is your best friend. Question 7. What has been the hardest thing about being a mom? The hardest thing about being a mom, I think, is just the patience and the sacrifice that you genuinely have to do as a mom. Like, you don't come first anymore. You are watching over and taking care of this precious being that God gave you, and God gave you to steward and to watch over and to love and to take care of. Honestly, I think the hardest thing, especially also about being a young mom, everybody has dreams. There are things that you want to do. There are things that I still dream of doing, and it's not necessarily that it's put away, because a lot of people think when you have kids, you throw your dreams away, that's it, it's all about them, you can't do anything that you want to do. And it's not the case. It's just put on pause. You just gotta wait a little bit longer. And that was a little hard for me personally. That was a little hard, but it's fine because it's totally worth it. I have this precious, beautiful little girl. I really think she's gonna be a singer also, which excites the mess out of me. We are gonna be singing all over your news feeds and everything. I think just the hardest thing is having to accept the sacrifices that you do have to make as a parent, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it, and it's worth it. Question 8. What is the most rewarding thing about being a mom? The most rewarding thing is just when your child looks up and smiles at you, and you getting emotional, and you can genuinely see that they love you. That is the best feeling ever. Hugging my baby, and honestly those times where she reaches out to me and she just wants mommy and just wants mommy to hold her, and she'll crawl into my lap because she just wants to cuddle, like just the love that you feel for them. And not only that, just the love that they give back, because kids just have such a purity, and their love is just so pure and innocent. Ooh, I'm gonna cry. It's just so pure and innocent, and it is the best feeling ever. Like I said before, it's totally worth it all. Question 9. What was the most surprising thing you discovered while being a mom? I don't know if this is answering the question, but I guess it's more shock than surprising, but who's following the rules here? The most surprising thing for me is just how not easy it is to just run to the store and get something. I definitely took that for granted. Listen, all you people who don't have kids yet, you enjoy being able to get in the car and go get something and go right back home, because I think that really is the most, I don't know if surprising is the right word. I don't think this is answering the question, but it's my video, so the most surprising thing for me is just how many bags and how much you need for such a tiny little thing. I remember the first time I flew with Avery. She was 2 months old, and we were flying to Georgia to visit my brother and sister-in-law. And when I tell you just the loads of stuff that we had a stroller, we had a car seat, we had the diaper bag, we had the baby, and then we had our luggage next to that. My poor husband looked like a pack mule walking around the airport. And just how much stuff you need to carry for this tiny little thing. Like, and then mind you, when he was in Georgia and I would go visit him from New York, I'm flying by myself now. So now I got the stroller, the baby, the car seat, the luggage. Like, it's a lot of stuff. And when I tell you the days that I get to go to the grocery store and I don't have Avery, I'm walking around with an extra pep and pop in my step, because I just feel loose. But then I got so accustomed that I get nervous that I left the baby somewhere. Guys, you stop calling me when I'm recording my video. Number 10. What's the best memory you have involving your child? I think my best memory is when I worked at the daycare. Avery also attended the daycare, but she was in a different classroom. So I absolutely loved whenever I would pick her up, I would walk in the room, she couldn't see me yet, and I would go, "Hey girl," and she would whip around and she would look to see where I was, and she would crawl so fast. I call her a zombie crawl. So she'd go like this, she'd crawl like this all the way to wherever I was with the biggest smile, and it would melt my heart every time. But every time I tried to catch it on camera, those were the days that she decided not to do it. But I have the memory right in here. That's what it's about. It's not about catching it on camera. But that is definitely my best memory that I have of her so far. She is only 1 year old. So 1 year old. 1 years old? That doesn't sound right. Whatever. She's only one. She's only one. So there's gonna be so much more. But as of right now, that is definitely my favorite. Question 11. What was the most exciting milestone? I think the most exciting milestone, I know you guys would think I would say walking. That was great and all. But my favorite milestone was when I could see that she genuinely recognized my face and smiled at me intentionally. Because let's be real, guys, the little newborn smiles, even though we take plenty of pictures of them, it's just gas and a reflex. They not really smiling at you yet. She used to smile a lot when she was a newborn. It may have been a reflex, but her body's reflexes were naturally smiles, so that says something about her. But the most exciting milestone for me was the first time I could see that she genuinely smiled intentionally at me, and that melts my heart because she has such a beautiful smile and she has dimples. Question 12. What is the worst thing your child has ever done? The worst thing Avery has done. Oh, so Avery is hitting her 1 year old phase, and I pray that this does not stay, but she tends to throw tantrums. And I'm talking about around the time when she first started doing them. I was bathing her. We had just moved into our apartment in Georgia, and the truck did not come yet. And we thought the truck was gonna be here like 2-3 days after I got here. So I had expected her stuff to be here, but it ended up coming 2 weeks later. So Avery's bathtub was on the truck. So obviously I'm not gonna go, like, once it hit like 2-3 days, I'm like, I gotta bathe my kids, so I'm not waiting for this truck. It's clearly not coming, so I'm just gonna give her a bath in the bathtub. And it's a big bathtub that we have here, so I was a little nervous, but you know, it's fine. So I put her in, and she just immediately got excited. She was crawling all over the place. She was running all over this bathtub. And one thing she doesn't like that she throws tantrums for is when you take something from her. So I don't remember what I was taking from her, or she thought I was taking from her, but she was standing up and she decided to throw a tantrum in the bathtub. So she stands up and throws herself back and slips in the bathtub, and I'm pretty sure she hit her head on the bathtub. She's okay. She was okay. But when I tell you, I was so angry. She has no idea what type of danger she put herself in. I took her out of that bath so fast. I was so upset. That's probably one of the worst things that she's done. Question 13. What's a habit you wish your child didn't have? The tantrums. If you have any advice on how to help stop them, me and my husband have a technique down, and it has been working, but here and there when she's extra cranky, they still come out, and we just don't want them there. So if you have any tips for tantrums and how to stop them properly, please leave a comment down below. It will be greatly appreciated. Question 14. What habit of them makes you most proud? I mean, she walks. She's just one, so she can clap her hands. No, let me stop. She is a sweetie pie. She's very, very sweet, and I think that makes me very happy. She's very independent, which will probably give us some issues when she's older. But I mean, come on now. If I'm sorry if I look like a bad parent, but she's one. Like, I'm just gonna be proud about everything she does. She walks well. She's starting to copy words. She's a sweetie pie. She gives kisses. Question 15. Do you share similarities with your child, physical and personality? I sure do. Avery looks just like me. Y'all know she looks just like me. Everybody says that she looks like a lot like Kern, but I think we can all say that she's a mini me. Okay, fine. She looks a lot like Kern, but it's not about him. This video is about me. So personality wise, I can see a little bit of me. She's very independent, and she does not take things lightly. Am I saying that right? Probably not. She's very strong-minded, and I think that definitely comes from me. Yeah, but a majority of her, I would say, is Kern. Personality wise, a lot of it is Kern. A lot of her face is Kern. I'm in there though. I'm in there. You just gotta squint a little, tilt her head and squint, and then you'll see me. Yeah. Question 16. Where would you like your child to be in 10 years? In school? I don't want to think about that. 10 years, Avery will be 10 years old. No, she'll be 11. Wow. In 10 years, Avery will be 11 years old. I don't know what grade that's going to be, and I'm not going to embarrass myself trying to figure it out. So she should be in school. I would really hope that she is just head over heels in love with Jesus already. That Kern and I have picked up on what it is that God has designed her to do, and we are planting whatever seeds we could possibly plant in her at that age towards developing it. So if she likes to sing, she's doing singing lessons. If she likes to dance, she's in dance school. Whatever the case may be, that we are pouring and planting all the seeds that we can that are appropriate for her age and maturity at that time. Question 17. What is something that having a child has taught you? Patience. Another level of patience. I remember when I was working in the daycare and I found out I was pregnant while I was in the daycare, and I used to intentionally remind myself that I was going to have a baby soon. Whenever I would get frustrated working in the daycare and I would just be like, oh, I can't wait till they get picked up, I would just remind myself that I'm gonna have my own baby and ain't nobody picking that baby up. That's your baby, Angelica. So that increased my patience tremendously. Like, I thank God for that. Question 18. Did you imagine you would be a mom the age you became a mom? No. But I definitely said over and over that I really did want to be a young mom when I was younger. I always said that I wanted to be a young mom because I just wanted to be able to have more energy doing things with my kids. And there's nothing wrong, and no offense to anybody who is an older mom. When you're a mom, you're a mom, and that doesn't matter. This was just my preference for my life. I just wanted to be a younger mom. Question 19. Describe your child in a single sentence. Avery is cray-cray. That's my sentence. No, seriously, Avery has a lot of energy, and she's a ball of fire. Like, seriously, like, fire is, there's no, not just energy, fire. Question 20. How have you changed as a person since becoming a mom? Honestly, I've gotten a lot stronger. There's been a lot that I went through with taking care of her, especially those first few months. And I was doing that while working at a daycare, so I was taking care of babies 24/7, literally. I think I grew stronger as a person. I think my patience has definitely increased. I definitely see life in a different set of eyes, but I think it's definitely helped me mature. It's definitely helped me mature as a Christian also, because just knowing I have these pair of, especially with having a daughter, just knowing I have these pair of eyes staring up at me, looking at every move that I do, every choice that I make, everything that I say, and relying on me for everything, and just knowing that the way that I move, the image that I portray as a woman is what she is going to view, or what she's going to perceive and what she's going to learn what a woman of God looks like. So I think that has definitely helped me get it together because I have these eyes watching me, and I definitely want to be the best that I can and give the best possible example that I can to my little girl. Well guys, that is all the questions that I have for you. I know this was probably a long video, but I hope you were very entertained. I had fun doing these questions, so I really hope you stay tuned for whatever video I post next. I really hope you stay tuned for whatever video I post up next week. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know whenever I put and post up my videos. And if you have not yet, hit the subscribe button, like, comment what you think below. If you can relate to anything, if you have any suggestions of videos that you would like to see next, just leave it all down there and I promise you I will read it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a blessed day and I love you all. So I will see you next video.